So today's Tabata class, similar in format to our other Tabata classes that we've done in this video series, we are doing 7 full Tabatas. Each Tabata is 20 seconds of hard work with 10 seconds of rest. 8 rounds is 1 Tabata. Again, we're going to do about 7 Tabatas today, so today's class will be approximately 45 minutes long. Today, we're going to do a lot of single-sided stuff. So we're going to have something on the right, and then something on the left, and then a third something. So our theme today is going to be right, left, something. So the third something, because there's 8 rounds in a Tabata, if you're following math with me right now, you'll only do that one 2 times. So we'll do right, left, something, right, left, something, right, left, and then move on to the next Tabata. So we're really going to get to challenge our bodies because we always have a dominant side. We have a side that's more coordinated than the other, a side that might be more flexible than the other, and stronger than the other. Maybe our balance is better on one side, and it's not always consistently the same side in all of those areas. So by doing this, we force our bodies to really own their own on whatever side it is that we're working. I am going to have dumbbells with me today, and there's a few spots that you can add dumbbells into your workout. But please know that you can do this workout with just a clear space, a mat, and a bottle of water. You do not have to have any equipment if you don't want to, and you can still get an excellent workout. So again, Tabata interval training, we really want to get that heart rate up. So I want you to focus on each of those 20 seconds, working as hard as you can. Whether that's how many reps you're doing, whether it's how high you're jumping, whether it's how big you're moving. You're trying to push yourself at the hardest level that your body can do safely for 20 full seconds, all right? I have a couple safety cues as we go through some of our stuff today, so while I'm not using music in class, I do want you to turn up a really fun playlist that encourages you and motivates you to work hard, but don't have it so loud that you miss some of those safety tips because they're important to keep us all healthy. All right, with that being said, if you need to press pause and gather all of your things together, do that now. Free space, dumbbells if you have them, and water close at hand. And I'm going to start our timer and we'll do a nice warm-up together. All right, so once you get your nice space, I want you to just take a deep breath in with me and exhale. Little shoulder roll. This next little bit of time is just for you to relax, walk those legs out, and take care of your body. Good. So easy march. You don't have to stay with my timing, and you don't have to be on the same side as me. And while we are going to be doing our exercises today right and left, it's just one and then the other. You don't have to do the right first and then the left. You can do whatever you'd like to do. We tend to do our favorite side first. So it is sometimes nice to challenge yourself to do your least favorite side first, just to do something different. Good, so we've got that march out nice and wide, and then we're going to tap it out wide, reaching one arm overhead. Reach overhead, stretching through that side body, pulling the rib cage in. Go ahead and start bracing that core right here during warm-up from the get-go. Let that core be a big part of everything that you do today. Good. Keep working. Reach it across the body. We're just going to do some big dynamic movement to get our bodies warm. During our core Tabata, our first Tabata today, we will continue to warm up. So if you don't get fully warm during this warm-up section, you will during that first Tabata. Good. Face the front and kick that heel to your rear. Now, as you're doing this, really stretch through the quadriceps, hip flexors. Good. Pull the elbows up, squeezing them behind you. Opening through the chest, retracting the scapula. Good. Take those knees side and wide now and pull. Pull, pull, pull. Good. Take those knees to the front. Excellent job. Keep it here. Now, slow it down and just a little hip circle from one side to the next. We've got a pretty leg-heavy workout today with our right lefts. So I want to make sure our hips are nice and warm and ready for that. Good. Take it out nice and wide. Gentle squat, down and up. down and out. Good. In your squat position, making sure your hips are behind your heels. When you're at the lowest point in your squat, you can see your toes, maybe even all the way to your shoelaces. Hips are going back. At the depth of the squat, shin and back, parallel lines. Your back follows suit, but it is not the primary mover in your squat, right? You want a level change in the hips. All right, guys, shake it out a little bit. We're gonna go down to the floor for our first Tabata, and it's gonna be a core Tabata. In approximately 45 seconds, we're gonna get started. We're gonna do a nice trunk rotation, Russian twist, Turkish twist, whatever you wanna call it, to one side today for 20 seconds, then to the other side, then we're gonna get into our roll-ups. So, get my mic set. I'm gonna use my dumbbell for this, and it is up to you. You can do it without a dumbbell. Knees are bent. I'm gonna lean just to one side, and I'm back far enough that I feel some resistance. Neutral, side, neutral, so I'm not going to both sides. The next 20 seconds, I'll do the other side. And then the next 20 seconds, we're gonna do a roll up, and we're gonna push the weight from our chest, and I'll get to that part with you guys in just a minute. So get set, and you can, again, my mic situated, do this. Here comes our timer, ready and go. So one side, then I'm going back center. One side, center. And I really want you to brace the rib cage on the side that you're going to stop the momentum of that weight, right? Squeeze it right there. Squeeze right in that side rib, and rest it out for just 10 seconds. And we'll go to the other side, whichever side you didn't do. Knees are bent, soft, ready and go. And I'm leaning back enough that I feel some resistance in my abdominals. So if I'm doing it up here, you're gonna get a trunk rotation, but you may not be recruiting as much of the abdominals as you could. And rest. Now, with or without the weight, this time on your roll-ups, I'm gonna start from chest high. I have my dumbbell over my chest instead of over my head, so I have to push with my abdominals to come up. I don't get that momentum from that additional swing behind me. Right there. Keep going, and again, you can do this just holding those hands over your chest, and rest. We're gonna go back to the one-sided trunk rotation. Ready, and go. Leaning back, and staying in that leaned back position, opening up through the chest, spine is long, right? Lengthen through the spine. Rotate and back to center. Rotate back to center. And rest. And then we're gonna go to the other side. Again, if you don't have your dumbbells, you're just shifting your body weight to that side. Ready? Lean and center. Good. Really bracing that rib cage and stopping the momentum of that rotation with your abdominal muscles. So you're bracing through that rib cage. Don't forget to breathe though. And rest. We're gonna go back for the roll-ups. Remember the third something you're only gonna do twice. So I'll do this one without dumbbell. Hands here, here, wherever, and reaching. I still have to push a little harder from this position as to here because I don't get that extra swing that gives me that momentum. And rest. Good job. One more time for the right, left. So that's the fun part here, right? You end up with 3 sets of your right, left, and 2 rounds of the something. And that'll be our pattern today. Right, left, something, right, left, something, right, left. And we move on. And rest it out. Good job. So one more time for those trunk rotations to the last side, the opposite side that you did a moment ago. Ready? So again, if you weren't quite warm when you started this core Tabata, you should be getting warmer as we fire up our abdominals. Keep going. And rest. All right, guys, put that dumbbell away for a moment. We are going to go into our second Tabata. Again, right, left, something. We are going to have, if I'm mirroring you, I'll start with what would be your right foot. I'm going to do a side lunge into a curtsy lunge. So standing nice and square, feet right underneath my hips. Side lunge, this leg stays straight, knee, toe pointed to the front. I don't know if the angle looks like that to you, but pointed to the front of my body as opposed to here. Side lunge, and I'm going to come way back behind, bringing that knee back for a curtsy lunge. Side lunge, curtsy lunge. If the curtsy doesn't feel good to your knees, come to a parallel lunge position. Right side for 20 seconds, left side for 20 seconds, and then we're going to do scissors or plyometric lunges. All right, so right here from the side. If you'd like to, you can do alternating lunges, either forward or backward for that if you want to take the impact out. I'm going to also show you dumbbells if you want. You don't have to use them. Right leg, if you're with me, I'm just holding the dumbbell, and then I'm going to get a little rotation right there. So square it up, and I'm going to rotate a little bit. Square it up, and rotate. Now, what do you need to do? And rest. And now we're going to go on our left side. To make it harder for yourself, do you need to add weight? Do you need to add speed? Do you need to add range of motion? Right? What way, I'm going to have to ooch a little bit, what way challenges you for that 20 seconds? And we add that rotation right there. Good. Keep going. And rest. We're going to go into those scissors. I'm going to face lateral for this first round. Face whatever direction you'd like to. And again, up to you if you add the impact or if you want to step it out, and you can alternate either forward or backward, whatever feels great to you. And rest. We're going back to the right, left. So I don't know about you, but my thighs are already like, excuse me, we want to share the fun. We don't want to do everything. Whew. Brace the core. Yeah, good. Even without weight, if you want to add a little rotation in there, you can. Only if it feels like it works for you. And rest. And then we go to that left leg. I'm warm now. Are y'all warm? I hope you're warm. All right, here we go. Side lunge to a curtsy. Side lunge, curtsy. Good. So this is my anchor leg. It's staying there, but it's working. Good. And rest. Excellent job. We're going back into those scissors, plyo lunges, or alternating lunges if you want to take the plyometric move out of it. Good. So still moving on train tracks with those lunges. I know you guys know that. Breathing through it. Tall torso. Braced rib cage. And rest it out. All right, guys, one more round of right-left here. And we've got side to curtsy. I'm going on my right. Again, if I'm mirroring you. Good. When you take this side lunge, stick that hip way behind you, like you're trying to sit half of your booty on a park bench. And rest. Good job. We're going on to that left side now. Breathing heavy. That's what we're trying to do. Each of these 20 seconds, I want you working at a level that pushes you to breathlessness. Good. That's the science in that Tabata. And recover. Excellent job. 2 down. Moving on to our next Tabata. And I want to pay real close attention to this. And I may pause the timer if I need to, because I think it's important. We're going to do right, left. Some people call them commando planks. Some people call them up-down planks. Right, left, right hand leading the first time, left hand leading the second time. We're going to stand up for plain jumping jacks. I don't think I need to go over those for you. But here's the deal. In this plank position, I'm going to demonstrate on my knees. I want you to have your hands right underneath your shoulders. You're going to replace where your hand is with your elbow. And then with your elbow. And then you're going to put that hand where your elbow was, not out here. See the difference? I want to go right back. So when you start, imagine little targets. Boom, 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 boom. And it can be done on your toes as well. Chasing that plank position the whole time. We'll do it on one side for 20 seconds, other side for 20 seconds. Here we go. And down. Elbow replaces the hand, hand replaces the elbow. Whatever side you lead down, that's the side you lead up. So you're alternating, right? You're going right, left, right, left, right, left. Same thing for that whole 20 seconds, but boom, 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 changing sides each time. On this one, we're going to lead with our left or the opposite side. Ready? Now, once you get that form and you have that plank set, I want you to focus on chasing that plank throughout the entire range of motion. And rest. All right. Who knew jumping jacks were going to be such a rest time for us? I think those are hard. Jumping jacks, that's all you got. Traditional, you can take it to half jacks. I'm putting weight in that leg, though I'm not only pointing. I want you to embrace that foot a little bit, right? You can do air jacks. You could do crossing jacks. Whatever you'd like to do. All right, we're going back down for those commandos. That was a terrible demonstration of air jacks. Crossing jacks, don't do it like that. I'll get it next time. All right, here we go. So, pick your side. You know what you're doing. You've got your targets for your elbows and your hands. Now, what's your core doing? Remember, rest. You can do this in a kneeling position, extended, and you may need to do it in a box position if you're first starting, okay? Here we go. On that other side. So we have a lot going on here. Upper body, core, front and back. And rest. Good job. All right, I have to redeem myself for those crossing jacks. Jumping jacks are next. Ready and go. So traditional, right? Or crossing jacks, right here. My dance teachers would be ashamed of me. Whew. Come on. Keep it going, guys. Core is strong. Ribs are tucked in. And rest. And one more set of the commando planks. All right. Pick what side you're going to start on. Ready and go. You got your targets, and you elbow in the target, palms in the targets. This helps keep the shoulders safe. When we move out here, it causes the shoulder to be in an unsupported position, and it causes a lot of torque on that joint. And that is not what we came here today for. Trust me. No torque. All right, here we go. Other side. directly underneath your shoulders with the elbows and with the hands. Core is strong, core is braced, ribs are pulling away from the floor. And rest it out. All right, guys, 3 down. I'm going to tell you, I think this is going to be our most intense of our Tabatas coming up. This one is going to be track starts, or some people call them sprinter starts. We'll start with the right leg doing the movement, then the left leg doing the movement, and then we're going to go down for push-ups. Remember that your push-ups can be done against a wall or a sturdy piece of furniture. Box push-ups where your knees are right under, extended kneeling push-ups or toe push-ups, whichever works for your body. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So for track starts or sprinter starts, if I'm mirroring you, my right leg is going to go behind me into a nice deep lunge, and I'm going to touch the floor and then come up into a high knee. You can add a plyometric to that. I kneel down with my legs, not keeping my booty in the air. Down, up, high impact or not. Right side 20 seconds, left side 20 seconds, push-ups 20 seconds. You know the pattern, you know the drill. All right, find enough space, you're not gonna hit anything. If I'm mirroring you, right leg is going behind me. Now both legs are working, and I would say, actually in this position, my left leg is doing the lion's share of the work. It has to push me and propel me up and rest. So the one that's not doing the most movement is actually the one that's working the hardest. And push through that heel to lift yourself. So now I'm taking my left leg behind me, down, up, down, up. Remember, you're bending that knee. I'm not going way back or even into a runner stretch. I'm in a lunge. And rest. Good job. All right, we're going down for push-ups. I want you to picture an arrow from your shoulders to your elbows. Hands are just outside of your shoulders. And elbows are kind of going back on the wide angle. Ribs to the sky, belly button pulled to your spine, and rest. And we're going to go back to those track starts or sprinter starts. Right leg will be doing the moving. Left leg is actually the front leg, whatever one you're on, is the one doing the work. Chase that plank position. Use your abdominals to help your body to move. Not only with better form, but it's also more efficient, all right, for your legs and stuff, if your core is engaged. Left leg going behind, or you may have chosen a different side. So each side has to pull its own weight. It doesn't get to depend on the strong side to work. And rest. All right, going down for those push-ups again. Get ready to go to the floor. Keep your eye on the camera. Pretend like I'm on the floor. Hands just outside of my shoulders, and elbows are out, but on the diagonal. So ideally, from my head to each elbow, I'm just showing you for demonstration, you're making a bit of an arrow. If your hands are in close, it's not good to put the elbows out like that. All right, everybody up. One more round of sprinter starts or track starts. I'm going to start with my right leg going behind and doing the movement. Keep going. And rest. And we go to the other side, thus ending the sprinter starts. All right, here we go. Left leg for me, moving behind. Core is strong. Not letting that knee, balance lost, go over the toe. You can see your toes on that front leg. And rest it out. Great job. We're moving on, guys. Next Tabata. Similar, right? Right, left, something, right, left, something. Now, we've been moving in motion with these legs. And now we're gonna focus on using our legs isometrically. So, you don't have to have a weight for this, and I actually prefer it not to be. But if I'm mirroring you, I'm gonna be in a lunge with my right leg to the front and my left, don't lose your balance, left leg behind me, as low as I can go. And I'm gonna touch my fingertips under my thigh and up high for 20 seconds. All right? Nice 90 degrees. Down. Now, I'm not going down and up. I'm holding that isometric with as little up and down movement as you can. Right leg, then left leg. Same thing in a wide squat, crazy 8. All right? It's gonna be fun. From that one, I don't want you to lean real far forward. I want you to use your legs to get you down. Right leg to the front, all the way down. Isometric contraction. 20 full seconds. Now, our legs have been going contract, release, and now they're going contract, 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 contract. Little endurance work for those muscles. Feel the shake. Rest. Embrace the trembling of those muscles because they will let you know they're tired. Just tell them it's fine. All right, I have my left leg front this time. Down. Good. Now, if you're pretty strong and you want to add a dumbbell pass to it, you could pass a dumbbell, maybe something lighter, a water bottle, can of food. But I think this is pretty sufficient for work right here. And rest. Shake them out. Now we're going 2 legs. I'm not going to call it a full turned out sumo squat, but it's wide and as low as you can get because you've got to reach under those legs. Yeah. So here, I'm in a wide stance. Now I'm not leaning over. I'm still up tall. I want my legs, my hams, quads, glutes, all of these things taking the workload for my body, not my back by bending over. All right, we're going back to the right front. Right here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Yeah. Quiet the body. We're still, but there's a lot going on firing inside those muscles right here. But you're still, you're calm. Did y'all feel that? That's good stuff right there. I like it. I like it. All right. And nice and low, right here. Yeah. Still the heart. Still the lungs. Slow it down nice and peaceful while those muscles work like crazy inside your legs and your glutes. Everything's involved. And rest. If you feel like we just poured concrete into your legs, you're doing it right. All right, we're going down nice and low, wide, and touch. So I want my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads to take the load. I want my core strong to help work more efficiently in my legs. And I'm upright, right? I can see you guys. You should be able to see me. And rest. All right, one more round of those isometric. Who knew little movement could cause some awesome muscle trembling in those thighs? Whew. If I was really mean, I would have layered some power squats in here. That would be so mean. We'll do that later. And rest. Good job. All right. it going. Don't stop, guys. Hang on to it a little bit more and rest. Good job. Okay, you've got your 10 seconds of break right now, and we're getting ready to move into our next Tabata. So guys, we're gonna start some motion in those legs again, and we're gonna do what I call rebounds. So we're gonna go from a full squat to a parallel lunge position, similar to our side lunge to curtsy, but we're gonna be in full squat position, just traditional squat, and then we're gonna go back into a lunge. It is a full range of motion. I'm not staying low the whole time. I want full squat, full lunge. We call them rebounds because you don't stay in one place very long. You're continually moving the whole time. After that, we're gonna go down to the ground for swim to row. So you're gonna be in a swimmer position on the floor, lifting the upper back, pulling those elbows back behind you as if you're doing a lat pull, reaching out and back on the floor. And I'll talk through that some more. So we're gonna start with our right leg moving. Squat to lunge, squat to lunge. So I'm still keeping that square squat and that train track lunge position. And I'm in constant motion, but full range of motion. Beautiful. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So again, constant motion. You're not staying low the whole time, but full range of motion. So square squat, parallel lunge, square squat, parallel lunge. Now, I can see my toes in my anchor leg the whole time. And I have to shift that weight to make it a square squat. I don't want you to lean into it here. You have to shift your weight and make it a squared up squat. All right, we're going down to the floor. I'm gonna shift my mic around a little. Here we go. So like I said, lift the upper body, pull those elbows behind you, reach out and down. Lift, squeeze. Now my glutes and my hamstrings are activated, but my feet are on the floor. I have a very small range of motion. Rest and come up for those rebounds in my spine. So you may have a much larger lift than what I'm doing. Right leg. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as your core is pulled in, your legs are pressed down into the floor. Square squat, parallel lunge. Square squat, parallel lunge. And rest it out. And we're going on to that other side. Sorry, I have to fix my mic when I lay on my belly. Left side. How are those legs doing? So, some of that tightness and that burn, that's lactic acid. So I'm gonna encourage you, you're drinking water during class anytime you need to, and you're gonna drink water after class, right? To flush some of that lactic acid out. And rest, and we're going back down for our swim to row or swim to lat pull. Lift, row, and so imagine you're at that lat pull machine and the elbows are trying to touch the middle of your waistline in the back. And rest. All right, guys, one more round through the rebounds. And then we are only one Tabata away. My right leg will be the leader. Square squat to lunge. Square squat. Good. Now, if your legs start to hurt or get fatigued, just lessen your range of motion a little bit. Don't lessen your stance, just lessen how deep you go up and down until you get to a point where it didn't hurt. Maybe it's just here, but you're still moving and you're still making progress. And that's what we're going for. Last round, guys. My left leg is my leader this time. But again, as long as you're switching each time, You can be on any leg you'd like to be on. And rest. All right, guys, here's the deal. We've got a version of plank mountain climber together, and it's going to be hopper, spider, climber, plank. But we're going to do one leg over and over again for 20 seconds, and then switch to the other leg. If you need wrist support, get your dumbbells underneath your hands for wrist support. I'm going to demonstrate on a couple angles here. So, a hopper, your grasshopper, knee goes to the opposite elbow. Spider-Man comes to the outside of the same elbow. Climber, mountain climber right in the middle. So I'm going to go spider, climber, set it backwards. Hopper, spider, climber, tap. Or you can do it without stopping. Your choice. You're going to do it on one side for 20 seconds, then the other side for 20 seconds. And then cherry pickers. Go up onto the balls of your feet, working those calves, pick the cherries, put them in the bucket. I'm way down low. Pick the cherries, put them in the bucket. Ready? Pick a leg. Spider, hopper, climber. You can reset. I'm going to come on this angle if that's helpful. I cross it, open it, center. Cross, open, center. Open, center. And you can reset in between. And rest. I'm going to rest down low. You do the same thing with the other leg. So I'm not alternating legs each time, but each 20 seconds, I alternate legs. Here we go. Spider, hopper, I said it backwards again, climber. And you know, you can do it in any order that works for you. Brace that core. You can allow some rotation in the torso, but keep it braced. And rest it out. All right, we've got cherry pickers, and we're going to start from up in the tree. Up onto the balls of the foot, reach, put them in the bucket. Reach, put them in the bucket. Now, all of you fun people, you want to add a little plyometric to it? You can. If you're adding power, don't come to here. All right? All the way up. So I'm adding my calf work in. And rest. We go back down to the ground. Let's see if I can get it right. Hopper, spider, climber. I got it. All right. Thank you, Chris, for this awesome exercise. We all thank you. And rest. Harder to talk during that sequence. So listen for the timer. I'm sure you guys are doing great. Other leg. And rest. I am shredded. All right, guys. Cherry pickers or power squats if you prefer. Up, down, up. Go for speed. How many can you get in 20 seconds? Or how high can you get if you're power, right? And rest. One last round of right, left. Spider, no, hopper, spider, climber. Here we go. Challenge yourself to not tap back. But if you need to, take a second and reset, especially if you feel your form failing. If you feel your abs and your back swaying down to the ground, or you feel your shoulders coming up in your ears, reset. You want to work safe and smart and get stronger. We don't want to injure ourselves. soft elbows, turning those biceps towards the front of your body, and rest. All right, guys, I know you're sad to hear this, but you did it. That's the end of our Tabata. Now, we want to come down to the ground, but I'm going to ask you to come up for just a moment. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. High five your virtual buddies doing class with you. And walk or step tap those legs out nice and easy right here. Start to control your breathing. You want to get it regulated. And we're letting that heart rate come down just a little bit. So, congratulations. Right, left, something. Y'all did an amazing job. And I want you to think about your body. Was one side harder than the other? Right? Walk it out. Take those arms overhead. Lace the fingers and turn them inside out to the ceiling. So I am right-handed. I'm right dominant. But my balance isn't best on my right side. My strength isn't always best on my right side. So it can be different than just I'm right-handed and everything on my right is going to be better. I'm more flexible on one side than the other. One side's a little stronger. One side has better balance. One side's more coordinated. Take the arms across the body. Drive the shoulder down into the ground and just pull it in gently. And really, I don't want you to focus on stretching the shoulder out, even though that is going to happen. I want you to think about behind your scapula to the inside where your rhomboids are, and just kind of giving that a little bit of a stretch there. When we pull in really tight, we kind of overstretch the shoulders sometimes. I really want you to focus on just rounding that side of your back. And then switch to the other side. Your shoulders are going to stretch because of what you're doing, but I want you to think about taking that stretch further around the scapula to the center of your back, and not just about squeezing the heck out of the shoulder. And shake it out. Good job. I am going to ask you to go back down to the floor in a kneeling position. If you're not comfortable being on your knees, then grab a pillow or a blanket or a folded up towel or something like that underneath you. So I'm going to have one knee down on the floor. I prefer to have my toes straight instead of tucked under. When your toes are tucked under, your patella is directly in contact with the floor. When I flatten my toes, I'm more on the tibia and not directly on the top of the patella. It's my personal choice. It is not a right or wrong. The other leg out with a nice soft extension, and we're going to lean forward into it. Now, that back leg, you should feel the hip flexor and the quadricep. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here today because we had such a leg-heavy workout. I don't feel good about just sending you off without paying special attention to especially the upper part of your legs. We did not do a lot of impact today, but I hope you still felt like you got really pushed in your 20 seconds cardiovascularly. And it also just goes to show us you don't have to be pounding your joints into the floor to work at a high intensity level and just torch calories, okay? If you can, this may be comfortable and fine for you. If you can take one hand down to the ground, I would like you to do that. If you are somebody that can take both hands down the ground, maybe you can go down to your elbows. You can do that as well. I'm going to stay with just one hand here. In this position with my leg still on the floor, the same arm is my leg to the front. If I'm mirroring you, that's my right side. I'm going to reach that arm up to the sky and kind of take a peek at it, opening up through the chest from all those push-ups and planks, but also getting a nice rotation through my torso. Now I'm going to come back to that neutral or regular position that you were in, and I want you to tuck those toes under, and I want you to straighten that knee. Try not to lift your hips very much, and then tap that leg down again. Give it a little bit of a rest, relax your thighs and your hamstring, and then straighten it again and press the hips down towards the floor, not ballistically, don't bounce them, and then soften that knee. Give the thigh a rest, make the thigh rest, and then straighten it again. Good. Now, if you can put both hands on the floor, I'm going to have to hop this leg in a little bit. I want you to straighten that leg as best you can and put both hands on the floor, getting a nice hamstring stretch. over where I am my right leg. Turn both of your feet towards the front of your body and walk your hands to the middle. Now, if you're not able to touch the floor right here, just grab onto your shins. You might be grabbing onto your thighs, and keep your knees soft. Good. Relax and walk around here and just drop now that right knee down to the floor. I'm going to scoot back a little bit and take the left leg out in front of you. Good job. And then lean in there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So opening up through this hip flexor and the quadricep. Again, because we had such a pretty leg, heavy, intense, and it wasn't two legs, right? We weren't doing everything squats. Each leg had to carry its own weight. You might find that you're a little bit more sore than your normal leg stuff. Take that one hand down. Whatever hand is the same as your front leg, open to the ceiling. So I want you to, maybe you need to stretch again in a few hours, especially if you end up sitting in a dozen Zoom meetings after this today. Good. If you can, take both hands down to the ground. Tuck that back toe under, straighten that knee, and then soften the knee. And I want you to completely relax your thigh and your hamstring. It takes a second to relax, and then stretch up and press those hips into the floor gently. And set that knee down, relax. And we're going to do that one more time. So this is a true runner stretch. Good. I'm going to hop my foot in just a smidge and straighten over that left leg. And then walking those hands towards the center. I'm going to square myself up. And then soften your knees and just roll yourself up one vertebra at a time as you come all the way up. Good job. Little shoulder roll. Walk those feet in, shake it out. Excellent job, guys. Thanks so much for joining me today.